Okay, so you got your baby just about where you want it. Put a ton of work into it. Looks beautiful. Problem is, other people might think it looks beautiful too. And they might be thinking, I want to have that motorcycle. And there are people out there that will steal it from you. So what can you do to keep it from getting stolen? Especially on the EXC models, the older ones, even the 500s, they didn't come with a key switch. The 450s still don't come with one. And that's good because it's an enduro machine. It's made for off-road. It's not made for on-road. But mine is street legal. Where I live, it's okay. See? License plate, signals, everything. I'll get to those later. But what can you do to keep your bike in your possession? Okay, a couple of things. One is I put on this bike, it doesn't come with it, is an ignition key. And it's a great place to put one right here. I just cut a piece of aluminum and basically riveted it on there. It's very strong as the plastic is, and you've got your on-off switch. Now you can order this switch, and I'll try to show a picture of it, from Amazon or from your local auto parts store. So it comes with four wires. One you can take to your kill switch. Now on the EXC and probably on the 500 as well, you have two kill switches. You have one over here and you have one over here. You can disconnect the one over here, which I've done. See, it's not there. And you can run that through here. So basically what you're doing when you turn it off is you're grounding it so that it's like you're sitting there holding the kill switch down. It will not start. But that will not stop your starter from turning over. So the other two wires you connect to your starter wire, and you basically split that. So you can see I'm pushing it and nothing is happening. But if I flip my switch, it will start up and it's ready to go. And watch here, see, it also works as a kill switch. I also put one on my Husky, but I didn't make it this switch either. Just did it to the kill switch. So you can sit there and run the starter all day long and it won't start. But that just increases the likelihood to just run the battery dead. Okay, so that's my first thing, is I'm putting an ignition switch on there. Most people see that. If they're thinking it's an off-road bike, they'll know, okay, I'm not going to be able to start this. But there's nothing to stop them from rolling it away, right? So the next thing I do is I have hanging on my flare for my radiator. I just keep it here so it's handy, and so I don't have to put it in my pocket or store it anywhere. And it just fits on there, and I pop that off there. Just put a little hole in there, and it pops on there. Now maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you think it looks too ugly. Hey, do whatever you want to do. I put mine there so that I don't forget it. I can get it quickly. And then I just pop my key out of it. Oh, sorry, locking it up there. And you just slide it over, you pop it like that. Now this will keep, as you turn your front wheel, it gets stuck in the brakes. So you don't want to forget it's there, but it also keeps people from rolling your bike away. I think it's better to put it on the front, because if it's in the back, you can drag the back wheel and still steer it and get a couple guys push it along and get it to a truck. This is going to slow you down more because, excuse me, you can't steer it. Now this doesn't stop people from picking your whole bike up and throwing it into a truck. So if you're in an area where that might happen, I suggest you get more insurance, as in a chain, a lock, something. I've got some different things up here. Okay, so I grabbed those off the shelf. One is just a key lock. It basically, this pops in and out. You put it around there, and then you can, it doesn't do any good to just put the chain through the wheel. So you need to chain it to a pole or something like that. That's going to help. This is only chain though. It can be cut with a big pair of bolt cutters. And then you've got this cable. Cable's actually a little harder to cut because it tends to squeeze down. But it can be cut. It'll just take a little longer. Then throw a master lock on there. It's actually easier to cut the master lock than it is quite often these cables. But problem with these is they're quite heavy. You're adding a few extra pounds, and this one even more, or kilograms to your bike if you're on an adventure. So generally, I don't take those with me For my adventures, I'm going to be using the disc lock, and I'm going to be using my ignition key, and then I always leave it in gear. I just pop it into gear, because if somebody's going to try dragging it off, and maybe I haven't put in my disc, I just stopped to grab something really quick, my disc lock, and I've left it in gear, at least they're not going to be able to roll it away without the back tire skidding and alerting me to their presence, especially if it's parked right outside my tent. Another thing you can do is you can take a little cable and you can just connect it to one of your tent pegs if you're out camping, and as soon as they start pushing it, it starts dragging your tent along with it. And that's just a little string, just enough to let you know that they're there. The last item I'm going to talk about is a trackie. Or you can use different devices like the AirTags and things like that. Problem with the AirTag is it works with your phone. It'll work wherever there's Wi-Fi or phone signal. The trackie is a GPS device, and it's only about, I bought mine, it was $17, and I just stick it on the back of my Ram mount. I've even got a little bit of Velcro there to stick it on there with. And then I can keep it plugged in if I want to my USB, which also, of course I can use to charge my phone and whatever else I'm using. Another place you can put it is under the seat and connect it to the battery. It stays always charged. You can even just put a telephone in it, but buy a cheap phone with an app, a tracking app, stick it under your seat. This will let you know, the trackie will at least, or other GPS devices, if somebody even moves the bike. I was just recently in Turkey, and if anybody touched the bike or moved it, or if I forgot to turn it on, immediately sent an alert to my phone, and then I knew that somebody had moved the bike, or I had moved the bike most of the time, because I forgot to turn it off. And also, your loved ones, whoever that might be, for me it's my wife and my son, they can upload the app to their phone for many of these GPS devices, and they can see wherever you're at anytime. So if you want them to know where you're tracking, as I was going through really remote trails in the east of Turkey, and they could always tell where I was at, where I was spending the night, things like that. And with the trackie, though, you do got to pay a monthly subscription. I think it was about $10. But for me, that's pretty cheap insurance. And it also has on it, I'll show you later, it's got an SOS button. So you can send out, I'm stuck, I'm in trouble. And you get so many SMSs a month depending upon how much you pay. It's not a GPS phone. And you can't just write your own text messages and send them out very often, and you can't call anybody. So it's a minimum kind of GPS thing, and I'll show you a picture of that. Okay, so those were just 4 simple ways to help keep your bike safe. We've got the key, ignition switch, disc lock, and there's lots of kinds of disc locks you can check on the internet. Expensive or cheap? Yes, they're all breakable, but some are stronger than others. And then we've got locks, chain locks, cable locks, and even that kryptonite type U-lock, which can be handy, and there's probably 100 other kind of locks I didn't mention, but I'm just telling you the ones that I use. And then the last one was the GPS tracker, and I just found the trackie's the easiest. There are the AirTags and different ones like that that don't use GPS. But yeah, I hope this helps, keeps your bike safe, and keeps you riding longer and enjoying your bike. And God bless, have a nice ride. And please subscribe if you like, and definitely hit like. It helps the videos to get out, more people can see them. And I put some work into them, and I like people to be able to see them. So, see ya.